This episode of The Talking Dads is brought to you by Little Scholars Early Learning Center. Whether your family needs infant care, a preschool program, or before and after school care, Little Scholars' highly rated Step Up to Quality programs provide quality early childhood education at an affordable price. Visit www.littlescholars.net to get in contact with an enrollment specialist and schedule a tour of any of their 5 Lake County campuses. Here's the deal. Talking Dads fans are getting a little bonus right now. Mention that you heard about Little Scholars through our podcast when you tour and receive $25 off your registration fee.
All right. And I could definitely vouch for Little Scholars. I have a son that goes there. He loves it. He's happy every day to go to school. I got to say, it's a great place. Check it out. At least come take a tour.
Again, that's Little Scholars Early Learning Center, where children learn, play, and grow together.
Another episode of Talking Dads, episode number 2. I am Steve.
I'm Ian.
And we have a guest here today, Kevin Crockett.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, no problem. This is awesome.
Hey, welcome.
You got quite the setup going on here. This
Welcome
is nice.
To Marky Fresh Studios. This place
got it
is
going
awesome.
on. Yeah.
And always behind the glass, we have Larry Vishak.
Boom.
Yes, sir. All right, so Kevin is a father of 2 boys, ages?
Yes, sir.
4
4 and 18 months.
Yeah, give us a little dad rundown. What's your if you were to promote yourself as a dad, like your intro?
My intro? All right. Well, I got 2 boys, Maxwell and Owen. Max is 4 years old. Owen is 18. Or 18 months. 18 months.
Holy
yes,
shit, that
correct.
happened fast. What the hell?
But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's crazy. They're both at the point to where they're running around the house, terrorizing things, playing with each other,
kind of beating up on
wrestling
each
around
other.
all the time. It's
Oh, boy.
like constant like WWE match
yeah.
every day, all day.
That's awesome.
My wife Amanda loves it. It's
Absolutely.
great. Actually, we had like a full-scale wrestling match in the living room right before coming here.
Nice.
So it's
Pillows on the floor.
So standard
There were some
day.
pile drives, some power bombs.
you weren't trying to-
basically your standard.
You broke it
standard
up,
stuff.
right? Yeah, you
No, I rock bottomed them. Yeah.
frog
Followed
splash.
by-
If you smell what Dad is cooking.
Kevin, off the couch.
That's awesome.
So welcome to the show. First of all,
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We are going to kind of just ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
We have what we typically do is one time before this is just kind of just see what you do as a father and kind of maybe give us some advice or compare what we do with our children. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds
just
great.
talk it out.
Talk it out. So anyway, Kevin, you are a what is it? You work out quite a bit. You do CrossFit.
He's a CrossFitter.
Correct. Yes.
Rule
I knew
number
that
one-
was going to come up at some point. I didn't think it was going to be that
Rule
right
number-
off the bat.
Rule number 1
Right
of
off the
CrossFit.
bat,
You
yes.
definitely talk about CrossFit.
Wait, this is a CrossFit podcast, right? This is what I'm here to talk about.
That's what we told you.
Yeah, that's how we got you in.
So, what I wanted to ask you is, I was thinking about this because I'm starting to try to get into a schedule of working out in the morning before work, which is very tough.
So tough.
Yeah,
So I know that you do yours before work, correct?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wake up at what time every day?
About 4:15.
Okay. Well, okay. I thought 5 o'clock, 5:15 was tough. All right. So tell us how in the hell you were able to do that on a daily basis, have the motivation to get up and work out before work. Do you come home after working out too?
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, what's great about it is the gym is like right down the street from our house, so I'm able to wake up early without taking any time away from the family. Go there, do my thing. I can be there as long as I want. I don't have to rush. I can go early. I can do extra work. I can just hang out, do, whatever needs to be done. Get home basically before anyone's even up.
Yeah.
And so that way I can still help with like the morning routine
Yeah.
and not really taking
good for you.
taking time away.
I'm glad you brought that point up because, especially when you're just trying to get back into working out or some kind of exercise program, the thing that I always run into, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, is like coming up with your own excuse, right? And
Yep.
so since being a dad, one of the easiest excuses is, well, I don't want to take time away from my family. Like whether it's you don't want to mess up, your wife having to take care of everything, or just spending time with your kids. And like I still have to like schedule everything around my kids. And so I guess the easy answer to that is do what you do and wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because once it becomes a part of like a routine,
Routine.
it's
Yeah,
just, you
you're doing it all the
don't
time.
even really think about it.
Yeah.
It's when I don't do it, then it's like I feel like my day's like off
Thrown
kilter
off.
when I start because like I didn't follow
Yeah.
my normal routine. But
That's great once you get
you
into
set
that.
it, right?
Yeah.
So once you set it, yeah.
So-
Because it's kind of hard to be like, hey, honey, I'm gonna go to the gym after work. You know, there's,
There's no going
there's
after.
I mean,
class-
that's what we
there's
do
a
all the
class at
time.
5:30.
That's what we do all the time. I mean, both
Yeah.
of us. She'll be like, hey, do you care if I run after work? And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll take him for a little bit, and then I'll go do my thing or whatever.
Right.
But it gets hard to do all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even really have that option. So
Yeah,
mine's
you
in the
don't.
morning or nothing because I have to go pick up
'cause your wife
the
works.
kids
because
from
Liz
different
works
places.
until
Yeah.
like 8,
Yeah, so it depends
8
if-
9 p.m. Yeah.
No, she has days off during the week, like Mondays and stuff. So I could do it then. But then I would love to get home and just kind of just chill out after work. I
Right.
get home. I get out of work at 5.
I'm exhausted after work. Like I
Yeah.
can't. I
The
don't
last
have the
thing
motivation to
I'm
do it
gonna
after
go
work
home
either.
and then
Right.
So, I guess if you want to give your gym a plug too, do you have what gym do you go to?
Yeah, I go to CrossFit TriPoint in
Okay.
Concord on Cryle. It's great.
Oh, so that's really close to home too. So that's great.
Yeah, it's about a 5-minute drive. So I get
So-
up, go, come home. It's like nothing.
So I'm pretty naive or don't really know a whole lot about CrossFit, but you guys just like throw tires and do like weird pull-ups and shit?
What's
or-
that called? A kip?
Kip, yeah, that's a kind of pull up that you do where
Yeah.
you kind of swing around.
I
a
mean,
little bit.
don't get me wrong,
I
dude.
can't
Like,
do it.
yeah,
so I don't
I've
know.
noticed you've been doing it for a year, 2 years now. Year?
About a year and a
I mean,
half. Year and a
Wow.
half.
No joke.
Yeah.
I've noticed a difference. I mean, you look great, man. Like, good for you.
Without hitting
I know,
on you,
no.
you look great.
I mean, I made sure we made good eye contact.
Yeah, that was it's awkward. No.
It's
Can you guys switch spaces?
It's nice because it's different. It's,
Yeah.
Steve, you wanna go across
it's a
the
different
table?
style, so it's more like you do something and it's for time, or you're doing as many repetitions as possible. So it's like you're always competing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so now that I've been doing that for a while, like I can't just go to a gym
Gym
on
and just
my
do a regular
own and just like
workout.
run and like
Right.
lift and
So
do
you're
stuff. 'cause
competing
you're
against the other
always-
guys or girls that are there
right? And
on
really
a daily
against yourself
basis.
a lot.
Well, sure, yeah.
So you keep track of all the times and everything like that. Try to
Yeah,
get
there's
the
a big
best.
whiteboard, and then like there's the workout that's posted, and then everyone will go and write down what their time was or how many reps that they got, and there's some kind of like bragging rights and a
Sure.
little bit of friendly trash talk around the gym, which
I
is
like
kind
that.
of it keeps you motivated,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah, I
more
like
so
that.
than I'm going to go to the gym and
just kinda do it.
basically what I would do before I was doing that when I was working out, because for a while I did have quite the dad bod going on.
Well, hey, it's
Um,
easy to do.
We all do.
But I'd go
tough,
there, I'd
man.
run on the treadmill for half
Yeah.
an hour, and then I would just do a bunch of curls and then call it a day
Yeah.
and be like, all right.
Work on the
Like, I
arms,
don't know why
man.
this isn't working. Why
Isn't
don't I
that
look
what
better?
working out is?
That's what I thought. Yeah, just always arms, nothing
Right.
else.
Yeah.
Right. No legs.
Nothing.
No.
No need. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm just trying to get on some type of schedule. I would like to try something a little different.
Where are you going now?
Planet Fitness.
Nice.
No judgment.
Lunk alert. Lunk alert.
Funny,
So-
good. No, I was gonna say just
go
funny
ahead.
story about when we were there. I was with Arco the one day. We were working out, and we're trying to get in shape because we were going to North Carolina. 3 weeks before we went. So
Plenty of time.
we're sitting there
You're ahead of the
working out.
game.
I was trying to tell him to do something different with his like the way he was doing one of his exercises, and he just screams across the gym, "Wait, are you judging me?" Like everybody just was staring at us. I think they hit the lunk
that's
alarm,
good.
honestly.
That's amazing.
So can't mess around at that place.
I feel like I would
Strict
always
rules.
hit the lunk alarm.
So you can't personally hit it.
Oh.
I think people have to tell on you or something like that.
I actually saw this thing on Instagram. You're not allowed to drop weights there,
You
right?
can't-
Because
so
it's like
you-
one thing that you can't drop
People
weights.
do
right?
it anyway,
Yeah.
but there's like no.
So, but there's not like a button on the wall that
No,
you would
because
just go
if
and
it was-
hit.
if
Like,
it
I would
was-
smash that thing all the time.
If there was, I would do it.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, it's not.
Oh,
that bad.
okay.
I
I saw
thought the
that-
same thing originally, but I could never find it.
I mean, that would
'Cause
be
I wanted to hit it like
worth the. What is it? Isn't it like $10 a month, right?
Yeah, it's $10 a
pretty
month,
cheap.
so-
So
Yeah.
like that would be worth $10 a month.
Just go in there
if
and
I
hit
could
it
just
and then
go
leave.
hit it.
Just-
yeah,
Yeah.
just walk out. Oh, they have pizza day. They have like pizza night or something like
Oh,
that
yeah.
once a week.
I've heard that those gyms are like purposely built that way to be so cheap to where you won't cancel because
Sure,
you're like,
makes sense.
I think I'll go, but then they also do
absolutely.
things like that.
So
Like
I
that's
was
their
working
whole
out for a
model
while.
is to
Yeah, it is because I mean I was working out for a while and then I just stopped. It's one of those things like I got sick.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and I was sleeping in, and then I just like, screw it, I'm not doing it.
But
anymore.
it's not expensive enough to
That's
where you're
exactly-
going to make
so
the effort to go up
every
there and
month it
cancel
would
it,
come
so
out.
you'll just keep.
Yeah.
Every month it would come out, and I didn't care.
Right.
Didn't care because it was like, oh, $10. But
And those places are. Is it crowded in there? Like those places are
not
huge, and
they
I
are
don't
big.
feel like I've ever seen
I'm
it,
able
like-
to do what I have to do, and then
Yeah.
it's clean because I have to. So what I do is I work out, I go take a shower, and then I go to work because it's right by work. So for me,
Gotcha. Yeah.
and then poor Liz has to get the kids to daycare and babysitters and all that. So,
Yeah.
but I do
Well-
my part. Come on.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like, you know, I don't know a ton about CrossFit or whatever, but like I said, I've seen that you've been kind of doing it for a while now, and clearly people do some good work there and change their lifestyle, which is what the goal is, right? And so, but I know, like for me personally, it was about 3 or 4 months ago that I was like playing tag with my kids, and I was like, dude, I'm out of breath. Like that's insane.
He's running
like,
circles around me right now.
Like my kid's 3, and so.
He's just laying on the ground.
But like it's funny.
It's like, Dad,
like,
you're it. You're
like
it.
when we were younger, like there was a reason to go to the gym, right? It was like, well, I got you know, rec league basketball games that I have to stay in shape for,
Right.
or you know, I'm going on these trips and I'm single and this and that, and like you fall into this dad trap.
It's
where
hard.
everything's
ultimate
pretty
excuse.
secure. Like I don't.
You got the wife, you got the
the
kids.
wife at home. Like it doesn't really matter.
Well, plus
I'm not
it's
doing
just
any.
that. It's so easy to not make good food choices.
Oh
too.
yeah.
So it's
well, yeah. Especially like when you got the
Oh,
kids, like
yeah.
you're not, taking the time as much. And you know, if you can get there, great. But you know, it is very easy after picking up the kids after getting home from work. Screw it, I'm just gonna order pizza again. You know, and not that we still don't do that kind of stuff, but I did. I
had
had to
pizza
make a
last week.
change.
Yeah. We did too.
No, which is fine
Friday.
though. I mean, like you
It
can
was
afford to
Friday.
do that kind of
Right,
stuff. Like
right.
you don't feel as bad about doing that. I mean, like I was pushing myself to where I was really like unhealthy, out of shape, like was not feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And just in a couple months of getting my lifestyle a little bit different, like has made a huge change for me. Just I feel better about having the energy to like play with my kids. And you know, I knew this summer,
Oh, yeah.
like especially with Gibbs turning 4 this summer, you know, he wants to do more stuff. And then with 2 walking around, you know, last summer my daughter wasn't really walking yet, and so now with 2 running around, like I knew I had to make a change. And
And you
so-
can't lose any more races.
No,
You
no,
have to
I'm
be in
gonna
shape
crush
with
that
2.
race.
Oh yeah, I don't let up. I don't let up.
I definitely took the wrong angle in that race, by the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna be.
Oh, you
throwing-
guys want to talk about that? Yeah, I took the best angle. I don't know if you guys noticed. I did start on the outside.
Yeah,
You
And I
did,
waited.
and then you cut
You
right
did a
around
better move.
Lightning McQueen there, right?
you had a
Yeah, well,
better
you got to do
move.
what you got to do.
But no, it's funny though. Like fatherhood or just parenthood in general, like is a legitimate reason to be in shape. Like
Oh yeah,
you make fun of it all you want, but like it's exhausting physically, like not only mentally and spiritually and freaking emotionally, but it's amazing.
Michael's on the wall.
You know, not even just like emotionally and spiritually, but like physically,
Right.
I was at a place where I was like, I can't even dad right now.
Well,
It's
the thing
insane.
is too is like you gotta.
Yeah.
So you don't even think about it, right? So you feel like we're always, I'm young. I could do this. I could do that.
Yeah,
But
we're not.
we're in our 30s, and you hear stories every day about people.
Oh, I know. It's
I mean, people our age, people we know,
Terrible.
people that we
having-
know that
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
heart
it's like
problems,
serious
things like that.
heart
It's like, okay,
problems,
yeah.
and,
Dude,
and,
it's
and they're
like-
taking good care of themselves,
Right.
and they have
Absolutely.
right.
have
You can
these
be doing all the
issues,
right
and
things and
it's-
still,
right,
but
still.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
why
not-
not do as much as you can?
It's so
not a
scary. So
joke.
you gotta, it's definitely important to be in shape and take care of yourself.
But it's funny, we're at this point in our lives where we're now in our 30s as opposed to where we're in our 20s. We're invincible and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
drinking all the time, eating whatever we want,
of-
smoking.
yeah, I was gonna say. Any more ice?
Well,
no.
we don't stop everything.
No, I mean,
we'll work out
in
we'll eat
moderation.
a little better.
It's a-
but
it's
Make,
a moderation.
make changes in
we
moderation.
have to keep our sanity,
Yeah.
at some point, right?
So yeah, I mean,
But now we're at this point in our lives where it's just kind of like you can't maintain a certain lifestyle. And it's like you realize that things catch up to you a lot
Absolutely.
more than
And
they previously did. So it's like
Yeah.
I
for
gotta
sure.
get active. I
have
gotta
the same
start doing
metabolism.
something.
I don't have.
Right.
Right.
Everything's changed, and it can be really scary because, like I said, I mean, Anything could happen at any time.
And this is maybe somewhat controversial, but like, you know, from a parent's point of view, you know, our wives or your significant others who's had your child, like their bodies go through freaking hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole childbirth process, which we don't need to get into details, but
No, maybe.
I mean, guys kind of have it better in that sense, is that we don't.
A little
okay,
bit.
let's put it this.
A little bit.
Put it this way. Imagine having a.
No, I don't want.
Okay, so
to.
the wife is always like, "I'll feel my stomach," and the baby's moving around.
Yeah.
Their organs are
Yeah.
just pushed to the side. Can you imagine that for a day?
Right.
I can't even handle having the flu. I'm worthless.
Yeah.
Like if I had the flu, I'm just in bed, just babe, just please, I don't feel good. Give me something
Right.
to drink. I'm worthless, and they go through that for 9 months.
9 months.
Right.
And I
And then,
I
well,
eat a
it's really
Chipotle
longer
burrito,
than-
and I'm like
Yeah,
in
right,
pain.
right.
I'm like, oh, I
I
don't
know,
feel
but
good.
I can't do anything with the kids today.
It's definitely more than 9. Yeah, it's definitely more than 9 months.
I'm
though.
off
I mean,
today. I'm
Afterwards,
calling off.
especially if they breastfeed and like there's other things that like their bodies go through hell. right?
Brutal,
Like
yeah.
like totally
Oh,
understand.
you're right,
that.
though. Yeah, absolutely.
Physical and emotional.
However,
Here it comes.
there's
Here comes the
100% a toll that, like a physical toll that dads take. And I don't want to say it's on the same level because it's not true. But
No.
there is a toll that dads take. I mean, again, your sleep is all thrown off just as much. If you know, I'm not saying it's the same, but again, your sleep is thrown off. Because remember, most of us aren't taking time off work,
No.
and so you're
Right.
still getting up with the baby at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, then getting up, going to work, and doing it, and wouldn't change a thing. However, it does take a toll on your body. And again, maybe that's me making an excuse,
No,
but like I gained a shitload of weight. Like, and again, it's poor eating choices, it's lack of sleep, it's the whole lifestyle change.
But it's also because at that point in time, you're focusing on the right thing. So it's
100%.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that I
100%.
would be like, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
had a baby. The
Yes.
wife's up all night. I'm
Yeah.
like waking up at 5 a.m. doing CrossFit. Like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Don't go anywhere.
Going to bed at 10 o'clock, getting a solid 8 hours.
Yeah.
yeah.
That-
No,
that
There's
wasn't
none
even-
of that.
That
There's
wasn't
none of
even
that.
an option.
And then you
Right.
also don't sleep that well. First of all, because the baby's waking up. But they wake up with the baby to breastfeed or what you.
Oh, yeah,
what have
you're
you.
up.
But
Yeah.
how guilty do you feel when there's
Yeah.
nothing you could do? I mean, I
100%.
remember nights where I would sit there
Yep,
and just stare at her
100%
like,
up anyway.
what can I do? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
Yep.
And the
especially
baby's
for the
losing-
first one.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? Like,
dude.
like no joke. The second kid,
You have no idea what to do.
I definitely.
But the first
Second one,
yeah, yeah, I slept a little bit better the
Yeah.
second one. Well, I mean,
But-
I was at the hospital, but
Yeah, you were.
no, but I remember Sam wouldn't latch on, so I remember
Yeah.
sitting there at night like, and she's sitting there in the chair crying. She can't, and there's nothing I
kinda
can do.
helpless,
So I'm
right,
helpless, and I feel like shit because I can't do anything.
No,
to
it
help her.
100%
Yeah.
takes a toll, though.
And it does, so I mean-
and I don't think it's bad to admit that. I mean, it really, really does. And I think the sooner that you can get yourself into a routine, not only with your wife, to like on a routine of feeding and all that kind of, who's in charge, who's up on changing, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like
Right.
that part helps, and then the sooner that you can get into some kind of
Routine.
physical exercise routine would be so beneficial.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Because you're going and you're working out in the morning, but then that gives you more energy throughout the day. Like when you're waking up and starting your day as opposed
Yeah.
to
Oh, you feel
like,
great.
when you wake up at 8 and it's like, okay, I got to roll out of bed, shower real quick.
You gotta get
and I got to do
boom,
everything
boom,
quick
boom, boom.
and you
Right.
start your day out. It completely
Yeah,
throws you
you can
off.
legit parent better.
Right.
I mean,
so you
you're
have more time, and then
right.
you're there in the morning for breakfast, help get them out, which,
Right.
by the way, is a pain in the ass getting the kids out of bed.
Oh, yeah.
At least Max.
Oh,
'cause
on the weekdays, but the weekends,
he's
the-
up at
oh, yeah.
6:45.
this party. They know it's like they know.
But I have to drag him out of bed
On the week-
Monday through
yeah.
Friday.
I don't want
He's
to
like
go
a
to school. So,
teenager.
yeah, exactly.
He
already.
pulls the covers over his head. I turn the lights on.
Yep.
I pull the covers off.
He's like, turn it off too bright.
So,
I love that. Already teenagers at 3 and 4 years old.
so my daughter though, like speaking of like morning routines. So for the longest time, for like the first year and 4 months, because she's 18 months now. So whatever. Up until like a month ago, excuse me, she was the one that like we could get my son up, get everything ready, lay all of her clothes out.
Yep.
Everything's ready. Got to get her changed, dress in the car. We're gone. Like a month ago, she started this thing where she's the human alarm clock, and at 5:30 every single morning,
Is
all I
early?
hear is
5:30.
da, da, and that's all she says, and it just wakes me up every single morning.
So
which is
what time do you
fine.
put her down for?
Like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay, maybe push it
Yeah.
out. Do you think that would work?
That's typically what we
Yeah, I don't
do.
know. I mean, maybe because
But
she's
I don't know,
getting
what's
older
your-
now.
what's your
Can't make
time-
it that- Owen can't make it.
I was gonna
'cause
say,
he
I mean,
starts-
Ben
we
starts
got
laying
look,
on the
dude. We got
ground.
really, really spoiled. Like, homegirl would sleep for 12, 14 straight hours and then take a 3-hour nap. Like up until this point. And so now, and maybe it's a growth spurt, and she's just getting a little bit older and realizing that she can do that,
Right.
and like function on less sleep or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But like just this last month, she's da, and like part of like when she first started doing it, I was like, oh, it's my little girl.
Yeah, it's
like,
cool. It's calling for me.
It's
Yeah,
cute.
that's
You're like,
awesome.
I'm gonna go get her. I'm gonna go snuggle with
Day
her. But no,
2
there's
or
no
3.
snuggling. There's no
it's-
snuggling.
They do. She wants you to pick her up. You're like, this
Yep.
is great. She's smiling. You pick her up, she's like pushing away. She wants to get down. But
Shit.
wow.
Yeah,
I don't
no
know.
more.
Try this one for me. And
Uh,
waters make the
There's
switch.
some vodka for you.
yeah.
So then I was gonna say too, because I'm like, okay, maybe you keep her up later. But
Yeah.
then, what's your evening time worth to you then? So like
Right.
Sam or Ben is the same way. Put him down around 7:30, 8. Sam in bed by 8:30, and then I have those 3 hours or what have you to just relax and have
You stay up till 11:30.
12. Depends on what time
Yeah,
we're playing
we-
video games still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I catch her down by like 9.
Guy
I'm in
wakes
bed
up
by
at
9:30. Yeah, I'm like,
Well, I'm
wait a
waking up at
minute.
5.
Guy
and
wakes
it's-
up 4 to go throw tires around.
I've actually never thrown a tire.
on.
once
Sure,
in my
bullshit.
life.
Come
You guys
on.
you
I've
guys are-
kipped, but I have never thrown a
I've done a
tire.
kip, bro.
Done some burpees,
You know what?
done some kips.
I've never seen you
Burpees.
post about like
Never.
No, I mean Kevin's. I feel like it
Not a
should
poster.
be is a model CrossFitter.
yeah, like he's not
Like
sitting
we
there
hang out
not-
quite a bit, and you never talk about it, which
talks
is
about
insane.
it constantly.
Honestly, it makes me wonder whether or not you really go.
I don't. It's
Look at
all
those
a lie.
biceps though.
I know.
Look at that waist.
It's because
Look at
I
that
have
hair.
some dumbbells at home and just do curls all day. Just,
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Curls for the girls. Those are every
No,
Friday
well,
workout.
that was like one of my things going into it. Like, 'cause
Mm-hmm.
actually my buddy Alex owns the gym, who
Okay.
I went to grade school with. I went to high school with him. Good dude, and I just needed to actually like start doing something. I'm like, I need to like do something drastic because
Right.
what I was doing wasn't working. So I'm
Sure.
like, all right, it's right by my house. I know the guy who does it. I know people that go there. So I'll
That's cool.
I'll try it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had that perception going in there, like every CrossFitter just
I think it's when
talking about it. They're
when
all
the whole
kind of
thing started. I
D-bags,
think it
you know?
was like that. I don't think so much
Right.
anymore. I maybe I don't know.
So like I tried really hard not to like fit into that
Right,
mantra or
'Cause
whatever.
the joke was
but-
always like first rule of CrossFit is you definitely talk about CrossFit.
Right.
right.
Opposite.
No,
of
I
Fight
think it's
Club.
cool, man.
Which
Like,
is
like,
good.
look,
Yeah, it's good to talk about if you're working out and doing things.
Absolutely.
But,
absolutely.
yeah, but I
Like
had
I go
that
to the
same,
gym twice
stigma
in a
my
week, and
head.
I'm like, yeah, I work out.
Ian's a professional boxer now. I don't know if you knew that. The guy started working out, started doing the title
I
boxing.
literally did this.
And we'd be talking. He'd be like, we'd say something about working out or something. He's like, well, as a boxer,
you know
I
that
typically
those movements really aren't conducive to like the boxer life. Like I really need to be able to be on
it
my
was
toes.
constant. And I mean, I get it because
I'd rather just
see
hit
it
the
now.
speed bag for 30 minutes
Yeah,
or so.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. It's no big deal. Got the wraps. I was at his house yesterday. The wraps are hanging from the steps. Like his gloves are
gotta
just on the
dry
couch.
out,
Like
man.
Steve, did you notice the gloves over there? Yeah, I worked out this morning, so I don't know if you really noticed.
No big deal.
I think about posting it later on Facebook or whatever. It's not a big deal.
That's the thing. Like there are certain people that every time they
I
go,
get it, though.
and they have to like post.
Yeah.
But that's every gym, though.
that-
If you think about it, though,
not
that's
even just
every
CrossFit,
gym.
but, like Orange Theory, like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, 'cause
like
it-
Instagram taking pictures
Yep,
of it.
take
Like
a-
as soon as
take
I
a
walk
picture.
in, and
Yeah.
it-
You know what, though?
Mirror. And that's good. If that works for you, then fine.
Well, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, that as I'm maybe getting older and trying not to be as big of a douche as I feel like I
You've been
was.
trying?
Yeah.
No, it's been working.
yeah, it's
try
working
harder.
great, man. But no one's
No,
noticed.
but you know what? I almost think on some level, like if that's what motivates you is to be able to talk about it and get some sort of attention for it, and that keeps you going, then good on you for doing it. Because if that's what's going to keep you making good choices, then have at it. Just do it as much as you want. Like I'm still going to make fun of you, but continue, please. By all means, continue because
But that's a good point, though, because I mean, if you're out there and you're doing something and you're moving,
Right.
and you're like taking action
Right.
to
Good for you, 'cause not everybody is.
to do things. Yeah, 'cause there are so many people in this country that aren't
It's so
doing that.
easy not to.
Like go into a Sam's Club on like a Sunday and you'll see a lot of people that aren't doing that.
Oh yeah.
So as long as you're out there and you're doing something and you're making those
Right.
steps to move forward, then
Yeah, good on
more
you.
power
And you
to
know
you.
what?
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't even know if somebody is though. Could be the worst person in the worst shape ever, just trying their best to.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
right.
try to
You're
do
right.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
But the other thing is, like the gym I go to, I left the other morning and there was bagels everywhere.
Condensed bread.
All right, but isn't
Just
that-
carbs just
isn't that
packed
honestly
into it.
just a genius
It's
business
phenomenal.
model?
Like, hey, come on Tuesday, we have pizza
It
night.
is, but
like
it's also
just
kind of
undo
shady.
is shady.
You
as
just
fuck.
spent you just spent that whole however long you were there that day. What, an hour,
Shady
an hour and a
as
half.
shit.
Let's say you
And then you're
burn
like,
400 calories,
burn
then you
those
have
calories,
a 500 calorie
and you pick them
bagel,
up.
Yeah.
everything bagel.
You
as
worked
you
out
leave.
just
Yeah.
to eat that bagel. That's
Right.
what your workout was for
So
that
you
day.
canceled
Yeah.
out.
So you're
They don't want
definitely
you to
coming
look
back.
too good because
So you're definitely
you
coming
won't.
back.
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, pizza night on Tuesday, I think too. I'm going there after
It's
work.
genius,
So
honestly.
how many times do you leave and like grab a couple pieces of pizza when you're on your way
So
out?
I've never been there at night to see it. I don't even know
Yeah.
what night it is. But the one time it was last week. So there was bagels. They had coffee too, which is awesome, and orange juice. Now honestly, I just started working out again, so I ran a mile after I was done working out, and I wanted to throw up everywhere. So the only thing I could do was drink orange juice. The bagel looked disgusting to me, and I was trying not to eat that condensed bread,
Yeah.
carbs. Come on.
Gotta, yeah.
But I just worked.
That's-
That whole workout was to burn
Didn't
those
you say
calories.
like some chick was like so
mean
mad at
mugging
you?
me? She
Mean
was so
mugging you.
pissed. Oh. So
You
I
should
walk
have
up,
been walking
I'm like,
along.
there's some coffee. Maybe I'll grab some coffee to go. I'll grab some orange juice. I'm trying to get my orange juice, and this woman is standing in front of me. She won't move, and she's not getting anything. She just won't move. And I see her looking behind her, like, and she was mean mugging me. And I'm like, starts trying to reach to grab some orange juice, and she was literally pissed that I existed. Really.
Maybe she was like meditating. Maybe that's how she finishes her workout. She just like
By the
stares
bagels?
At, stares,
Right in front of the orange
stares at
juice?
the
Yeah.
food. It's
Oh,
like
yeah. She's testing
like
herself.
Dodgeball.
yeah, like a dodgeball. Yeah.
I told you not to interrupt me while I'm meditating.
Michelle.
Michelle.
My consigliere, Michelle. So maybe she was. Maybe I was ruining that for her, and I messed up. I mean, scoot over. I'm trying to grab some orange juice.
So good.
So awesome.
Yes, but
Yeah.
every gym's got their own thing. You guys have, I'm sure you guys have like donut morning at the CrossFit gym there.
Well, we actually have there's like a 5-week long like CrossFit competition where like every Thursday there's a specific workout posted, and then every Friday every like CrossFit gym in the world does the same workout.
Oh.
So
Really?
it's like it's like a worldwide competition. It's called the Open. So we
Okay.
have this thing what we call Friday Night Lights, where at night like certain people will square off like head to head, and everyone else that goes to the gym goes there and watches. So it's like a spectator event.
Okay.
And everyone that goes there and watches just drinks and boozes while
that's
they're
pretty
watching
cool.
the other people.
Oh, that's
so
pretty
Didn't
cool,
you win one
actually.
of those,
It's-
by the way? Or
no,
not that one, but didn't you do
I did the
competition?
head-to-head last year. Yeah, and I lost the head-to-head unfortunately, but yeah, I've done a couple competitions, which
That's
is
not-
cool, just because
Yeah.
you know, just to
Competing's
still be
cool,
like
yeah.
competitive. Like I used to do like rec league basketball and stuff like that, but I suck at basketball. So
At least you were doing
That
it
was
though.
not
You were out
fun.
doing it, right?
yeah, that
I
was
mean,
not
so
fun.
Yeah.
I used to leave there just so angry, just because I'd go like 0 for 9 from
Come on,
downtown.
Kevin.
Like I never missed a
damn
three.
it.
I've never missed a 3 in my life. What the hell's wrong with me? Like,
He misses a free
no,
throw.
you've always sucked.
Come on.
It's like when I miss a putt in golf. It's like, God,
Oh,
I'm better
it's
than
the
that. Like,
worst.
no,
Come
you're not.
on. Oh
God.
God.
No, you're
I
not.
missed a
No,
lot
you're
of
not.
those.
You're not better
You're
than
not.
that.
No.
You'd like to be better than that, but you're not.
Not bet. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Oh,
cool.
hey.
But it's you know, you go to the gym on a Friday night and people are working out and you're sitting there drinking IPAs and like,
That's pretty cool. I like that.
yeah.
So
So it's more
trendy.
about like the whole like camaraderie and like
Right.
the spirit behind it.
And that's
like,
super motivating.
motivating,
like,
right? Yeah, because
like
you're part of
even
like a community, and then if you're one of the people that are actually like doing the workout while everyone's like watching you, then you're like
Feel good.
obviously motivated to kick ass.
yeah,
So
I mean,
feel
even
good
if you
then.
go to a traditional gym and you're, doing, Mondays is chest and back, and
Obviously, it's pretty standard for me.
and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays.
But even if you're doing that, like, how much easier is it to do when you either have a partner or like somebody that's even just maybe you're not working out with, but they always go the same time? Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
can kind
I
of
mean,
hold
just
each other
yeah,
accountable.
no,
like,
absolutely,
That's
'cause when you-
always. I mean, we used to do that when
It's
we
great.
were younger.
But yeah, so I'm going to the gym by myself. So when I
It's so
had
much
a workout,
harder.
but like
So, like,
partner,
so much
it was,
harder.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And we would go. There'd be like 4 of us,
Yeah.
and if you missed, you were gonna get the
Oh,
most
yeah, you're
shit
getting
ever.
shit.
So you never missed. Like,
Right.
and you were the first
accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
accountability. So I mean, I could totally see how that CrossFit like,
those guys- those are your
mentality,
friends.
like those
Yeah.
are all those guys are all.
and you're gonna
And
hear
there's-
it. You're gonna hear it if you
and there's
don't go.
actually there's an app that like you log like each day they post a workout on the app and then everyone logs their scores. So there's a whole like leaderboard thing going on. So like
So
then
that's why we
spawns
don't
some
hear
other-
about it as much, because they can just talk to each other about how much they CrossFit individually.
Exactly.
Oh,
with
so that
each
makes
other.
complete
because
sense.
you're not worthy.
Thank God.
We're not worthy.
No, that's
Pretty
cool.
much.
I can totally understand that. Like that's, I mean,
But I mean, that's just, like to your point, you're in like this mode where it's just, you're concerned about the wife and the kids, and you're kind of getting to points where you're not feeling good about yourself physically. And it's like you just got to change it up, and you got to do something that's going to like keep you engaged.
right. Yeah.
So if like it's more of like a competition, you're being held accountable. Like you go in the gym, people are talking smack. Like, hey, I kicked your ass yesterday. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, game on. Let's
That's
see what
cool.
happens today. So like
Yeah.
that's what like keeps you going.
Right.
And like that's what I need, because I can't like go back and just like run on a treadmill anymore, because I'm just not
I hate
not
running on a
motivated
treadmill.
to do that. Because that's what happens when I travel. Like I'm left to my own devices in like a hotel gym, and it's like,
Right. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is honestly making me feel like shit. Cause oh, great. That's weird.
You need to take it. You can go outside.
I'm never going outside.
Actually, so you just brought up that like when you travel, that's actually something I also wanted to bring up. So I'm pretty fortunate, and Steve's kind of the same way, where we work somewhat normal jobs. At least that we don't have to travel that often. You travel a lot for your job, and so like, how does that impact? I guess your family life. I mean, just like going to work out all the time, like you do that in the morning so that you don't miss family time. But like,
right.
for your job, for your career, like there's things that you have to do, and you make family decisions, as much as you can, at least to make it as easy as you can on yourselves, and you make a decision, what's worth it, the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
like traveling's tough. Like I go on a trip maybe like once or twice a year for work, like if that, and that's like a lot of planning involved. And you do it. I mean, I don't know how much I don't even know how much you travel really. It seems like a lot.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you go to cool places
last year,
too, by the way.
Last year, like the first half of last year is like 2 weeks out of every month almost. I had to go somewhere. And usually it's not somewhere close. It's like San Francisco or Seattle. This past week, I was in Seattle. The week before that, I was in Ireland. So I really
that
tried to
looked
like,
awesome, by the
I
way.
really tried to put it was awesome being there.
Yeah.
But also kind of not really a funny story, but when I was leaving for Ireland, like I was getting ready to pack up to go to the airport, Amanda was like, I smell something funny, like I smell gas. And I just hard-boiled eggs for the kids for the week. I'm like, it's smell of the eggs.
Did you already leave, or were you still at home when
gas.
this
I
happened?
was still at home, but
okay,
I was like 2 hours out from having to leave to the airport to catch an international flight. And so like, no, it does kind of smell like gas. So we call Orwell Gas.
Yeah.
They come, and there's definitely like a leak somewhere in the house.
Oh yeah.
So they detect a leak, and they're like, well, we have to shut the gas off. Like, you guys can't be here. Like, you guys have to leave. So, like, my family's getting, like, evacuated from my house
And
as
you
I'm
have to
about to
leave.
leave to
You're
go to
like, oh.
Ireland. So that was just kind of crazy. But, yeah, like, those kind of things just take a toll, just, like, not being there
Yeah.
when, like, all of that kind of stuff's going on. And just, I mean, I tip my hat to Amanda. Like, I couldn't imagine having to wake up with both kids every day, get them both ready simultaneously, breakfast, out the door.
Right.
She's going to work, picking them up, bedtime. Like,
Yeah, that's hard, man. It
I
takes
know
a
that it is
special,
not easy
yeah.
when I leave.
Yeah, that's insane.
And that's why I've been trying to really like cut back on it.
Mhm.
But
You
still,
had-
like,
But I mean, how
the
much
job
control do you
requires
really
it.
have?
The
you
Right.
still
the
have,
job
haven't
requires
you been
it.
able to cut
Yeah,
down
I mean,
compared to last year?
just the past couple weeks, it's kind of picked. Like, it peaks and valleys throughout the year. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough, because then you leave, and then they're at home and they're sick, or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, one has an ear infection, or
Yeah, and
Amanda's
then
sick,
and also you gotta bail.
and then right. So I was actually in a conference in Vegas last year, and both of them got the flu while I was there. And Amanda was supposed to meet me there for the weekend, because we were gonna like make a weekend out of it.
Right.
She was gonna come out and spend the weekend.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I actually had to leave the conference early because both of them had the flu, and
Go,
it was
go help
just,
her out a little bit.
yeah. So it definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think about
takes a
like
toll.
all the shit that goes on just like in a regular week.
Mhm.
Whether it's one of them gets sick or, now, especially now that they're in
It's
like
always something.
activities, well, who's going to take one to this one and the other one to that one?
Yeah.
And,
Right,
and,
yep.
Like, luckily, we have a pretty good support system with Chelsea's family, but still, like, it's.
But there's
just
those
a lot
times where you
going
don't
on.
have that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
so I mean, parents could do or grandparents could do only so much for
Right.
them.
Right.
So
Yeah. There's only so many times
Like,
you
I
can
can't
call
imagine.
on that.
I can't imagine having to so on both ends of it, I can't imagine having to be that parent that's alone. You know, that sounds so difficult, miserable. But then I can't imagine doing what you do and like traveling as much as you do, because I would just feel like guilty. Like I feel guilty all the time. Like if.
I feel
and it's not like I went to Ireland and that was cool because I was able to do some extra things and I've never been there, but most of the time it's like I'm going to Seattle.
You're not sightseeing.
It's airport to Marriott to meeting to Marriott to airport to back
you're
home.
not
So
like
it's
it's not a vacation.
right.
So I guess that's true.
But again, to the point, like it's a lot easier for me than
absolutely.
it is
Because you're going out.
than it is.
So you're going out. You're drinking with
So,
these
but, like,
guys.
does it
You're going out
take
to
a-
dinner.
Right,
and
because
then
you have to be on all the time.
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
have to
So-
be. You're going to dinner. You're drinking wine.
And you're like, oh, I
and
guess
then,
all I
like,
have to do is go back to a hotel. I don't have to go back to kids. I could
right.
be hungover tomorrow.
You can go then. You
Yeah.
can sleep and then
Yeah. So does it
But-
take away from like the normal trips? I get hotel Marriott, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But the trip, like your Ireland trip, like does it take away from your experience? Or, like, do you feel guilty to where like, maybe I shouldn't go do this, or like, I mean, I guess
No.
it all comes down to communication with your wife, like with your
Amanda was
family.
very supportive. She was like, "You should spend like an extra day." Like she wanted me. She wanted me to spend extra time because
That's
she's
awesome.
like, I'm Irish and I've never been to Ireland, so
Right.
she's like, "This is an awesome opportunity." Because I was weighing it back and forth. Like, do I just try and send somebody else? Do I not go? Do I
Right.
pass on it? And you know, she was basically like, "You should definitely go. 'Cause
That's
this is a great
Yes.
experience for you." Yeah, it's gonna suck because you know that's not a short trip.
Right.
Because there's
How
like
long were you there?
there's like a 3-day workshop and it's at least 2 days to travel and I had an extra day in Dublin. So I left on a Sunday and got back on a Friday night. So it's
Okay.
pretty much like a
Yeah.
full week that
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
left to her devices, and she's like, no, like you need to go and do it. And I think you should try and like do some other things while you're there.
That's cool.
And so it's not like I'm not there like feeling guilty the entire
That's good,
time.
man.
Like,
I mean, that's awesome. You know, it
If you have
always
support
comes down to
system like that,
communication,
too.
you know,
Right.
support and all that kind of stuff. So
and it's funny because when I come home from trips, Max is like, "Hey, Dad, how was your vacation without us?"
Oh, is that what Mom was calling it this whole time? Oh, so that's what she was saying.
So maybe behind the scenes,
Yeah.
not as.
She's like, yeah, sure, go. Asshole.
Maybe it's one of those things I just misread.
Oh, don't worry, honey.
It's like-
Oh, Max,
it's like,
I'm sorry.
Hey, honey, I'm gonna go out with the boys tonight. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hope it's
okay.
worth
Cool.
it. Oh, perfect. Hope it's
magic
worth it.
words,
I'll
it's
just
fine.
stay home.
Yeah. I hope it was worth it.
Oh. She's like, yeah, kids are waking up at 5 the next morning.
Yeah.
Oh, you were out last night. Why don't you go get them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
But
funny.
no, it's but I was gonna say something before. I forgot this completely. So one day you were telling me about how you work out and then you come home before work, right? So the one day you said, Max, you said he will like hide when you come home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He
He's
said
got me. He's got
he
me.
popped out the one day. He's like, what do you
Nearly shit my pants. Because most of the time, like I get home, it's like 6:45. Like most of the time, I have to drag him out of bed. So one day I walk in and he's just like perfectly tucked away in like a dark like shadow of a corner, and just jumps out. He's like, boo, and like I like almost fell over.
Did you just throw him like a tire?
Yeah. Here you go, son.
I just flipped him.
He's like, I already played with mommy. Now I want to play with you.
Yeah, it's like a bad episode of Saw or something.
Yeah.
No.
That's funny.
Sorry, I had to bring that one up. 'Cause
Yeah,
I do
no.
remember that.
Well, hey, big shout out to Amanda Crockett. Like that's pretty awesome.
She's a saint.
Yes,
Yes, she is.
that's great. That's really cool. Hey, one thing I want to bring up is this new Riff bourbon that we're drinking right now.
This is amazing.
It's pretty good. Like I'm not by any means a bourbon connoisseur, but I went and I hadn't seen it before, so I said I'd give it a whirl. This is pretty good. I don't know what you guys
Tasty.
think. Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
I've been going through it, so yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely
that's
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's real good. So, two kids. I know there's some stuff going on right now with your oldest that you are super excited about. One of the things that we like to do, or we did last week at least, and I thought worked kind of well was talking about something you're really proud of. And last week, Brian told us about his kid playing soccer, which was pretty awesome. What's Max doing right now that you're pretty excited about?
So today was his first actual hockey practice, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A couple weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, out of nowhere, he started feigning an interest in hockey, and it's
literally out of nowhere,
which is odd because like we don't watch it on TV because I've never played hockey.
We're not a big hockey town.
Yeah,
like we're not a big hockey town or anything. Like I don't know, maybe in school or something they were reading a book, but he's like, "Want to play hockey?" Like, okay, then we'll do that. So we took him to like an open skate. And then he was skating around, and he fell, and he got up. Because I mean, that's the thing with him. You know, if he falls and like gets hurt and gets frustrated, how's he gonna react to it? So it's like when you walk into it, it's you know, when you fall, you get back up.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm drilling into his head.
Sure.
And like he'll repeat that like verbatim. Like,
that's good.
Max, what happens when you fall? No, I get back up.
Good.
So we put him in skating lessons. And so he's been doing the whole skating thing, which is he's just, you know, not flying around, but he kind of like marching around, marching around on the skates on the ice and doing this thing. And I guess today's like National Hockey Day, so they had like a free hockey experience at the Menor Ice Arena where you can go out there with some of the like the Menor Icebreakers, who are like the local hockey team there, and like he puts on like the helmet.
Is that
he
like
gets
an
a
amateur
stick.
hockey team, or is it?
I think so. I think it's like D3 type.
Is it collegiate?
Yeah. It's not collegiate.
Oh,
like
okay.
it's
So
post collegiate, but it's like below the Monsters.
I was wondering what that was because they kept saying like we have a professional.
I think it's like the lowest. I think it's like the lowest level like semi-pro team, but it's still like a semi-pro. So it's like obviously below like the Monsters, and so like those guys were out on the ice, and some of like the Menor Shore team and like some of the Menor Cardinals were out there, and so they take the kids out there, and there's just a bunch of pucks, and you get like a stick, you put on the helmet, like we were trying on pads and stuff.
That's cool. And then he was loving it.
He was killing it. Like
he was great. I saw him on Facebook today.
Because he's out there, and like this one kid was awesome. Like he was so like this kid that kind of took him under his wing. This kid was probably like 12 years old.
Okay.
But he's like teaching him how to hold the stick, and like he was like shooting goals and stuff, and he would fall. He's not wearing all the pads yet. So it hurts because he falls on his ass, he falls on his elbows, and like you could tell that it hurts, but he just gets back up and just keeps going.
Trying.
Like he doesn't want to get
That's
off the ice. So it's because we really wanted to like probe him, like, is this something that you really want to be doing, and like constantly like reinforcing it. And he's like, yes. And so we continue to. Yeah, if he wants to do something, you know,
sure.
Let's go full force.
Yeah,
and
if they're interested in it, then go
try
with
it.
it.
Right,
especially right now. I mean, you don't know what they're going to be into. He might not like hockey after this. He might pick up another sport.
And if he doesn't, that's fine. But he's out there trying different. I never tried hockey.
Yeah, neither did I.
Nobody I know did.
Like I've gone to open skate with him a couple times. And I'm like skating around. Like I should not be the one teaching this kid to do anything. Which kind of sucks as a dad, by the way, because
what's what I'm worried about?
Like football or basketball. Like I can't like.
Yeah, you
what
could
do you know
about
penalties and all like that?
Yeah, what's offsides? I don't
actually
understand
really
hockey
good.
at all.
Yeah, like how do you? I don't know the rules.
I don't know
really.
Soccer.
I know there's like a blue line and shit, but
there's like offside. So we bought this book at Barnes and Noble. It's like Sports Illustrated for kids, like learn how to play hockey.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there like reading it. Like,
Kevin's just reading hockey for dummies.
He's
just reading hockey for dummies.
Pretty much. That's what I need to do. Like seriously, because I don't know.
I didn't even think about that though. Like like Gibbs really likes baseball, and like. That's my favorite
you
sport.
can teach
like,
him, right? Exactly.
I know the rules. I know some sort of, like, I can't play for shit right now, but like I understand the game. So it's something that I can, as a dad, talk with him, take him to events, and like kind of teach him what to do. I know some pointers about how to hit a baseball, how to throw a baseball. Like I understand that. Like if he wanted to do hockey, I'd be lost.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I would do. So I mean that's.
Yeah, I mean, so this kid's out here is like I'm trying to teach him how to hold the stick. Like when like you go there and you pick out your helmet, you pick out the stick, and I'm like showing him how to hold it. I'm like, I probably look like a jackass because people are probably around me like, that's not how you hold a hockey stick. I'm like, here's how you hold it.
Yeah, there's Kevin over there. Yeah, so I mean, all you have to do is watch the Mighty Ducks trilogy.
That's true.
We watched it. We were watching it tonight. Actually,
so.
when I got picked up, that's a movie that we put on.
Which one or two?
One.
Okay.
The original
One's
one.
the best.
So let's go over this real quick because we talked about this before. Gordon Bombay, right?
Yeah.
So He was a lawyer. He played some amateur
Wait, no, he
hockey.
wasn't just a lawyer though. By the way, he was like an amazing lawyer.
He was phenomenal. So he was doing community service to go coach.
Well, he
a
was
hockey
like some
team.
high level hockey, or
Yeah,
he was
I
some
mean, he
high
had
level lawyer.
Yeah, he had to do community
He hadn't
service,
played
and he
hockey
got a
since he was, like,
driver
10.
when he was on
He had a driver.
suspension.
So he coached
Right.
the team, who was the worst team, and just by default made the championship. All right,
Right.
they're terrible. What is that? What is it, like a district
District 5.
hockey
yeah.
team?
Yeah,
District 5.
They win the
District
championship.
5,
So
yeah.
the next year, they're like, all right, who are we going to pick for Team USA? The
Every
entire
single one of
Mighty
them.
Ducks team. The entire team. And this coach. We'll pick out like 5 of these other people from from around the country.
for Team USA.
Entire team.
Yeah, the one's a figure skater. Yeah, we'll bring him in because that makes sense. Right?
It's ridiculous.
It's just the whole,
I mean, those kids were
You know,
good,
I never
though.
thought about that until Ian brought it up the one day.
Well, because we were watching it like a month ago or something like that. We were looking for something to watch. It was like a rainy, shitty day or whatever, and we're like, "Oh, let's watch this." And Chelsea was all into it. I was like, "Yeah, let's." I'm absolutely in for a Mighty Ducks marathon. And we
Why
started
not?
watching, and I'm like picking stuff out, and I'm like, "How does this even make sense?" Like, well, first of all, what I don't understand is how Gordon Bombay then had the opportunity to go back to his job where he was assumedly killing it.
Oh yeah, I mean the guy was driving. What kind of car did he have?
Well,
he had some ridiculous car.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like
First
a
of all,
Corvette or something.
he was actually fired
yeah.
because he wouldn't
Oh, okay.
go back on his protest about the actual what he was talking about with the districts.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
So they fired him over youth hockey. Like he was
Right.
like 30-0 in court. And they're like, "We're gonna fire you over youth hockey."
Right.
Makes sense. It makes complete sense.
There are no holes in there. We're
Such
probably
a
digging
good
a little
movie.
too deep.
Yeah, you're
into
probably
it.
right. Phenomenal movies.
I love the
They're-
movies.
Yes,
I
they're
do.
so good.
And I was like, Emilio.
Emilio. He tipped his hat like this.
He's doing better than his brother, though. That's for sure.
For sure.
100%. 100%. So, what another thing we do too is if you have anything like a dad hack, like a.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you saw that in the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what Brian had, but he.
So Brian was talking about like when they get in the car.
Oh, yeah.
They have these like pre-made snack bins, which I'll be honest,
And-
I haven't tried yet.
and they don't put shoes on them until they get to their
Oh, yeah.
destination.
I do that.
Because the
I
kids
do
always
that,
rip their
'cause my
shoes
kids
off.
take their
I don't know
shoes and
if
socks off.
Owen does that. I'm sure Max probably doesn't anymore, but Ben always rips his shoes and socks off. Hat,
Yeah.
shoes, socks, every single time. So Brian was saying he doesn't even put socks and shoes on, or maybe just shoes until they get to where they're going. So
they're gonna throw it off anyway.
exactly.
Right.
So for you, do you have some type of dad hack that you do? Anything that you could think of?
So not really like an actual dad hack, because my wife
Or mom.
came up with it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
more
okay.
of a mom hack, but
Parent hack?
like when we're going out to eat, with a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old is
Yeah,
miserable.
I was gonna say, do you do that?
We
'Cause
We
like,
did it today.
stopped.
We
Okay.
stopped, but we do it from time to time.
Mhm.
And basically, she came up with all these different like activities that you can do at the table. Like, one is like a Parmesan cheese shaker, right? So you have
Okay.
like the plastic bottle. You pop open the cap, and there's like the little circles for
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
shake
Yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Well, you take a bunch of straws and you cut them up, and like they're different colors. And then the game is you put the straws in the little circles to get them into the thing, and then you
Okay.
can shake it, and then so it becomes like a game, like it occupies them. And getting like a piece of string, like a piece of yarn, and getting like we have these wooden blocks. Like there's a circle, triangle. There are different colors, and you can put them on the string and make like necklaces or whatever. Like just getting like these little like pointless
So having
games or like
pre-planned
just
activities.
like having pre-planned activities. So
Yeah.
that when you get to the restaurant, it's not just, hey, here's my phone.
Here's
Yeah,
my
because
phone,
that's what
right.
you get caught up doing is like they get to a point where they're bored and they don't want to do anything else. But
Right.
it's like, okay, here's the phone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at some point you do want to have the opportunity to relax for a moment and enjoy your dinner. So I mean, we've busted
Yeah.
out the phone.
But
many
you know
times.
that's not going to happen when you have 2 kids with you. You're not
No,
gonna
but there's
relax.
like maybe a couple
But at
minutes
least
to
a
be able to
couple
eat your
minutes.
food. Just
right.
like
At least to eat.
here's the phone. Now
All
we're
right,
not going to
so-
share the phone, so
So then, I guess another dad hack then would be, because a lot of restaurants, like waiters and waitresses, will be like, "Oh, we'll bring the kids' food out early."
Yeah.
don't ever do that.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
Because once they're done,
Yeah,
they're
you're
done.
done.
And then you're getting like a full meal delivered.
Right,
and they're already done eating. Like, do not
I know. I
ever
always
do
hate
that.
Like, oh, you want me to bring the kids out? No.
Like,
No.
Bring it out after mine if
Yeah,
you have to. Like,
right.
I'll sit there and eat.
Yes, let me eat this. They can pick up my food.
I can't wait to go to a restaurant and find a bunch of cut up straws in my Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Kevin's kids are just shoving straws into the Parmesan cheese. So they're just grinding.
There's not actually cheese in it.
They're grinding the straw plastic onto the food. Why is my Parmesan cheese pink and yellow and
The
some
Crockett's
asshole
pulling restaurants out of
Crockett's were
business.
here. So that's why when
That's awesome.
eventually the app comes out, Blaze Bite.
Oh yeah.
When that comes
Blaze Bite.
out, that'll be amazing. So I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
Probably not. They're kind of still in the early stages.
They're beta testing right now, so I know these guys that are putting together this app called Blaze Bite, which is awesome. So
it is pretty awesome.
basically it's really a tool for the servers, and like for example, you've been to Red Robin,
Yep.
and like they have the screen there, you can pay right on the
Yeah,
screen.
there's like games
kind of
and stuff
So-
that you can do on there.
so
Yeah.
they're partnering with restaurants, bowling alleys, like golf courses. You know, they're partnering with these establishments that have food to where you can order what you want. It's delivered to you. You can pay right from the app and then leave. Like you don't have to.
It's phenomenal. We went to their test.
Yeah, we went to their test over at Willoughby Brewing Company, and like I just got on my phone and I ordered a beer, and
It was
there in,
phenomenal.
like
It just comes out.
It was there in, like, 3
there's like
minutes.
no human interaction
there
whatsoever.
still
with
is
the-
interaction because
Yeah.
the waitress still has to come to the table. So they're
Well,
not
yeah.
completely cut off to where you don't need the waitress anymore.
But it's not like where you go and you sit there and you're
And you
waiting
have to
for
wait.
someone to
So with
like.
kids, it's phenomenal. So like
yeah.
like you get okay. I guess I sit down. I want a water. This is what I want. You can order the kids' food if they bring it out, and then you could pay while you're eating. You don't have to wait for the waitress to come.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Like,
how
if
many
you
times
know
that
you're
happened?
done,
How many times does that happen to you? Where you're sitting there waiting and the kids are freaking out. And you're like,
Today
please.
we
help
were
me.
at BJ's Brewhouse and Owen was throwing all of the food off of the table
Yeah.
onto the floor.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of it too really is like, so technically, if I understand the app right, like you don't even necessarily have to check out. Like,
No.
say meltdown happens, you grab your kids, grab your shit,
And
and
say
you
you forget.
go.
You
You
forget to
forget, and then it automatically charges your credit card on
Because
file.
it know, yeah, because
So
it's
2
on
hours later,
file,
yeah,
so you don't
after
even have
you
to.
leave,
Well, yeah, I think it's like 2
2
hours
hours later,
later,
it will
or whatever,
automatically-
it's going to automatically
and they'll-
charge you. So like,
They'll
you
like
don't
they'll
have
take
to
the tip
worry.
out, too.
like a 20%
Yeah, they take the
gratuity or
tip
something
out.
like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it adds the,
That's-
normal,
I mean,
the standard.
you leave like in a
gratuity.
hurry, like not really thinking. So they'll take
Right.
care of it. They pay for it.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
pay
for
it's
it.
really really cool.
That
like,
is an amazing concept.
Yeah,
was great.
it's amazing.
I love
and, like
that.
it worked well. We ordered like.
So do you like can you like pre-order like we're coming in, we're gonna order these things?
That I
and-
don't know.
I'm not sure. You probably could. Well, no,
But
I
even
don't know
just the
because
fact of getting
the
there
way
and
it
not having to
works.
wait is-
So the way it works though is that like once you sit down at a table, there's like a QR code on your table, and so you scan that. So that way,
Okay,
the staff at the establishment understands where you're at.
Gotcha.
So I don't know that you could pre-order.
but still,
But it was quick and just as fast as normally. It was probably faster actually because you're doing it on your own time,
right.
and then the server comes out and then like she asks us, like, do you guys want water too? Like, sure, yeah, that's great. And like the app like like we went at a weird time where it was during happy hour, but then halfway through happy hour was over. And so like the menu changed as we were sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we ordered like a drink and an appetizer, and then like 15 minutes later we went to order our food, and like happy hour was over. So like it was updated real time. Like it was amazing.
And what's this called?
So it's called Blaze Bite.
Blaze Bite.
Yeah. Download it. So they're still.
They're still testing.
Yeah.
So there's like certain restaurants where you can do this.
Yeah, so they're partnering
cool.
with certain local restaurants, but like
They're
I'm
trying to
feeling
get it out there right
this
now.
thing's gonna take off though. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
It's phenomenal.
We
So
gotta
I
get
was
one
kind
of
of
those
like
guys
iffy
in.
about it at
Imagine,
first.
yeah,
We
that's-
tried. So we were at a golf outing this past summer, and they were there. We're like, oh, well, I mean, then what do you need a waitress for? They're not gonna like that, and they have something like that at Red Robin. But once they kind of told us about it, I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
And then, like,
it's actually
actually
it's pretty
experienced
phenomenal.
it.
Yeah, once you experience it, you use it.
because like you're still using your server, like that person's still over there doing the work.
It's not removing like their
It's not taking
value
them
or
out
the
of there,
like
because they're still gonna get
right.
the tip. They're still
It's
gonna get.
actually enhancing their job because Now, like,
because what you don't want to
when
do is
you're-
take a job away from someone. You,
Right.
No,
like
that's
you don't
why
want to
said-
take money
Originally, I
from
thought,
someone.
like, hey, maybe the waitresses are gonna be pissed.
like, why would
Right.
restaurants want to
Yeah.
do this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna be tipping them. You're not giving the tip to the app. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still going to
Yep.
them, and they're still gonna interact with you, and they can get a lot more done. So they're actually getting
Well,
a lot more work
well, and
done
everything's
that way.
guaranteed to be accurate as long as you put in what you want correctly. So, like, if you want
Yeah.
a burger but you only want onions and pickles,
Yeah. So
like,
you have the
like,
options.
you're putting it in there, and so there's no blaming your server. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you
now
did
they're
it.
still gonna get their tip.
Right.
You know,
and it kind of takes a little bit of stress off them too.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
and the way that things are
It's
now,
kind of a win-win-win for everyone.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was really cool.
So
Nice.
So definitely look out for that because I think that's going to be
Will
something
do.
big coming up.
absolutely. So okay, well I don't know. I'm trying to think of what other things we did.
Well, we're probably about out of time, aren't we?
we
Um,
are
I
close.
think we got like 5 minutes or so. So, Kevin, anything else that you want to ask us or anything that you want to give a shout out to other than CrossFit because we've covered that?
Yeah, we get it. We get it. CrossFit, okay? We get it. You look great.
He does look great.
You have a great haircut. Where'd you get the haircut, by the way?
Lady Jane. Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kidding. This is all Marky Fresh. Actually, Marco himself.
Ooh, you
Just
had
the
the pleasure of
got
having
on
the man.
I got on the special schedule to have Marco
Ooh,
actually
that's
do
hard.
this
That's
himself.
hard to do.
It is, and he does a great job. That's why I look so good. So yes,
Yeah, I don't want to go good.
shout out to Marky Fresh
Boy,
for
looks
sure.
so okay.
That's well, at least everything. Yeah,
On camera,
No,
it
that's
looks
awesome.
great, but in real life,
he can't control everything that's going on.
Right,
but-
right, right.
That's true. Only
No,
so
that's
much.
awesome.
Only so much you can do. But yeah.
Yep.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's
I
cool,
don't know.
man. So, anything else that you wanted to plug or talk about? We only got a couple minutes, but
No, I mean I think we hit.
cool,
I
man.
think we hit a lot of the points.
Well, I definitely want to thank you for coming in here and helping us out. You know, this is
this was
only
fun.
our
Like
second
that's what
episode.
I was kind of nervous coming into
I told
it,
you,
but like,
man.
Yeah.
like once we got into it, it's kind of
Yeah,
Just
like I'm like I
talking.
wish we had more time.
I know, right?
yeah,
It goes
like,
by
it's like,
fast.
it does go by very fast.
It does,
Like, I
and you
kind
know,
of
it's
wish
like-
we had
it's like
more
we're just-
to.
It's kind of cool because we get to actually hang out and just bullshit about parenting.
And kind of like what I texted you earlier. I'm like, so is there like certain topics or whatever? You're like, yeah, we have some things that we're gonna bring up, but want it to be more like organic.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
That's what it felt like. I mean, we hang out all the time, so it's
Right.
like,
Yeah, but we don't.
but it's like when we're sitting at one of our kitchen tables and we're bullshitting, as opposed to like having a structured like conversation or scripted or anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
absolutely. Because I mean,
like really like at ease. So it's been
that's why
awesome.
we didn't.
Cool, man. I'm glad
Glad
to
you
hear
enjoyed
that.
it.
That's good feedback because we're starting this thing, and the hope is that some guy that just found out that his girlfriend's pregnant or whatever, and he's going to be a dad, and he's freaking out. The reality is that it's one of the coolest things that can ever happen to you, and I think all of us, all three of us have 2 kids, and
Yeah.
wouldn't change a thing. Like we all
Not
very
at all.
much enjoyed our time where we weren't a dad, but like this comes up in your life, and it's amazing to
When you can see like a little version of
Yeah.
yourself.
It's
And
pretty
I've-
cool.
How often
And
do you
I've
sit?
seen things online where it's like I never knew what an asshole I was until I made a miniature version of myself and started arguing with me.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
you. It's you.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
You're fighting in the
Ah.
mirror right there. You're looking in the
Right.
mirror and fighting yourself. But
It's
like,
pretty
going
cool.
back and forth with backs, and I'm like, God. So
how am I getting an argument?
so
with
this is what my
child?
mom was talking about when she was like,
Yeah.
I can't wait till you have kids.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right,
Payback,
exactly.
and they just sit. The grandparents sit back and just like.
But
yeah,
still, it's
I
the
love
best
it.
thing because it's like he's out there, he's playing hockey, he's doing things.
Dude,
or,
do
like,
you ever just
it's
sit back and just look at him like and it's so surreal, like this
Oh,
little
yeah.
this little human being that's talking
Yeah.
to you. That's
Yeah. Like
half of
full
you. That's
sentences,
and you're you're
conversations,
talking to
and
him.
it's-
How amazing is that? Like,
It's cool.
Still, to
You
me,
really
I
can't
sit there and
beat
look
it.
at Sam. He's 3 now, and I still look at him sometimes, and I'm like, when I really sit there and think about it, I'm like, it's the most amazing thing in the world,
Yeah.
and I love
Without
a
everything
doubt.
about
It's
it.
awesome.
It makes what I mean. Like it's the best thing in the world, and you've never loved something so much in your life. Like
We were
really-
eating dinner tonight, and I was just looking at both of them, just like it's
you ever see it?
It's almost like surreal, like something like it's so crazy most of the time that you don't get a chance to just like take
Right.
a step
just
back
sit back and just kind of
appreciate
look at it from the outside.
But there's like one like moment of silence where they're both just sitting there and they're like peacefully like eating and like they're talking to each other.
yeah,
Right.
It's
and
just
they
like-
and you were the most important thing in their life right now.
Yeah.
They look at you
I mean,
for
that-
everything.
That's my biggest problem is that they want to spend more time with me, and
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to possibly give to them.
and that's
Right.
tough though, because
That's a
That's a hard thing to
that's-
swallow. It's a hard pill to
Right.
swallow,
That's
right?
what it is.
Like,
It's like-
I 100%
when
agree.
you think about it too, because like they're never. It's not always going to be this way. Whether your child
No,
wants you
they're
to
not
lay in
gonna
their
wanna
bed
talk
and
to
read
you.
a book to them, and you're like, oh my god. I
I mean, but
need
that's
to
why
do
we
something.
do shit like this, like, you know, at night once the kids are in bed and everything.
Yeah, well,
else,
this-
you know what I mean?
I was-
Like, because we cherish those moments. Like when you guys left last night, like he came over with the boys last night, and you know once you guys left, it was just me and Gibbs, and like we had a really cool like we finished the movie Cars, and we were watching. That's like his favorite movie. And he's just
No.
laughing and like yeah right, and like me and him are just sitting there like me and you would be sitting there
Hey,
like
just have a
watching
conversation
movie
with
and
him,
like
man. It's-
oh dude you see that, you know what I mean, like I
Yeah.
was like dude that's my boy, like
And then
that's
think
pretty
about
awesome.
that, and then it's going to keep.
Yeah.
It'll get better until they're probably like teenagers. And
Yeah,
they're like,
that's gonna-
I don't want to sit here and watch.
That'll be a
Amy-
different story.
I don't want to sit here and watch.
I
Amy and
can't
Game
wait
with my
until those
dad.
Talking Dad
Oh, I know,
episodes.
you're right.
Well, we'll probably need 2
Oh,
bottles.
yeah, I was like-
We'll need 2 bottles.
Oh yeah, well he got suspended from school today, and he's doing the same exact shit I was doing when I was
Yeah,
his age,
exactly.
and that's gonna be like that's terrifying.
And that's the same thing my
And you know
parents
what the
told
thing
me.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Just wait.
or like oh yeah, like we didn't like our parents didn't know what we were doing. Like
we'll
we
never-
were the smartest people in the room.
Right,
Like our
oh,
parents
yeah.
didn't know what was going on.
yeah they knew.
Yeah, well they knew everything because they're
Max-
probably doing worse things.
Max and Owen will never get away with anything.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
right
She'd be like, you know what, I just got to sleep tonight, so
right yeah it's
yeah,
probably
sure,
fine.
whatever. They're probably fine.
All right,
But
man.
that
Well,
being
hey,
said, yeah.
you know, I really appreciate you coming by, Kevin.
This was awesome.
good. I'm
Thank you.
glad
Glad
to
you
hear
enjoyed
that.
it, and I mean,
Yeah.
so tell everybody like how awesome this is, and I mean how
Yeah.
easy it is to just come here and talk.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had
I
some
know a lot of
people-
people are actually wanting to come on here and hang out with us, and I mean, I know you.
You should definitely want to get out to Marky Fresh Studios here and get on this podcast because it is incredible.
It's a pretty cool
Easy.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
And the studio's amazing because I mean, how comfortable are you?
the
to sit
studio's
here?
amazing. Everything here. We got the
You know-
bourbon.
You know,
we
we're
got
missing
the-
something though. I don't know where Boner is right now.
Yeah, wow. Larry.
It's a little weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the lounge.
Well,
What
you know,
movies
last,
you-
last
what
week
movies
we got
you watching?
crushed for not talking to Boner much, and now he's not even in the room. So,
But yeah, I mean, this has been an awesome experience, and thank you guys
Cool,
for
man.
having me out.
Absolutely.
I love both of you, like
We love
brothers.
you.
You are my brothers, so
We love you.
appreciate
I'd hug
that.
you right
Yeah.
now. I feel like I want to come over there and hug you.
come on, come
Get
over
over
here,
here.
come on.
The real thing. Come reach over the table. So,
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for episode 2, right?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin.
Boom.
I like
Ian?
it.
Yeah.
Take care.
High five.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.